When individuals or groups of people have a standard of living below that of the majority of the population, we call it urban deprivation. Places suffering from urban deprivation are worse off when compared to other locations alongside them. We might notice differences between the living environment of places in a city. It is possible to measure the quality of both the indoor and outdoor local environment. The indoors environment is a measure of the quality of the housing, while the outdoor living environment may contain such factors as air quality. We may measure the proportion of the population on low income and compare different parts of a city. In Harewood, on the northern edge of Leeds, at the last census, less than 5% of families were described as having low income. It was much higher in some other districts of the city, with almost half of the families being described as low income in some areas. We can compare how many people are unemployed. In Wheatwood in Leeds, less than 0.5% of people receive job seekers allowance, which is a benefit provided to people who are unemployed and looking for work. In some other parts of the city, it can be as high as 15% of the working age population receiving job seekers allowance. There are many reasons for unemployment, but this may then impact upon the ability to access some services and facilities. The lack of attainment and skills in the local population is an indicator of deprivation. There are many reasons for the differences, but in Horsforth, in Leeds, 4 out of 5 16-year-olds gain 5 or more GCSE grade 5s, whereas it can be less than half of that in other parts of the city. Lower qualifications at that stage may impede progress into college or employment. The census shows that people living in Horsforth have a higher range of qualifications compared to some other areas that are suffering from urban deprivation. The accessibility of housing differs for people living in separate districts of a city. Some people may only be able to afford to purchase or rent housing in only a small number of localities. There may also be fewer types of houses in some areas due to lack of availability. Some people might be priced out of the market for some homes. The average price of housing is one of the highest in Harewood in Leeds. House prices there are on average 5 times higher than some other parts of the city, even when comparing similar property types. It means that only people with a great deal of wealth or a high income are likely to be able to afford to live there, and individuals with less wealth, lower or less regular income will be confined to parts of the city where housing is cheaper or more readily available. The average life expectancy in Harewood is 86 years and 8 months. That's over 10 years higher than the life expectancy of people living in some other parts of the city. Lower life expectancy and high numbers of people experiencing lower quality of life because of poor physical or mental health indicates a locality suffering urban deprivation. The risk of crime at a local level can also contribute to urban deprivation. There are some parts of cities affected by crime at a greater level compared to others. There are places where people feel unsafe and affected by crime to such an extent that it changes the way in which they lead their lives. Rounday in Leeds figures positively when compared to crime rates in some other parts of the city. Crime in areas suffering from urban deprivation can feel overwhelming, and people may feel there is little they can do aside from protecting themselves and their possessions as much as possible.